Hi friends, and welcome back to the Baseball Card Illustrated channel. I'm Bronco, the PSA 11, and this is the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour. Buckle up and get ready, because we're about to go to Wildcat Country. That's right, we're on tour in Lexington, Kentucky. One of the things that Lexington is most well known for is being the home of the University of Kentucky campus. Rob Deere decided to stop by and take a tour. And look, he even has the right color scheme. As a fully accredited university, they want to make sure they teach all the history, including this statue that emphasizes Rob Deere's home run on Easter Sunday back in 1987, in which he hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game, before Dale Swaim hit the game-winning home run as the Brewers won their 12th game in a row to start the season. Being the eclectic person that he is, Rob Deere decided to stop by the art museum on campus. Outside, he saw this statue, which he thought was interesting. It didn't have a name or anything, so he decided to refer to it as the Skittles statue. Looks delicious, doesn't it? Yum, 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 yum. Here's another piece that he thought was kind of interesting. It sort of looks like a whole bunch of silverware sort of welded together. Again, it doesn't have a name, but Rob Deere took an interest in it. Anyway, this is located outside of the Singletary Center for the Arts. Rob Deere had one more visit to make before leaving campus, and that's at the Wildcat Sculpture and Alumni Plaza. Now, it's off to Rupp Arena to cheer on the Wildcats. Here's a look inside the seating bowl at Rupp Arena, where 20,000 people turned out to see Rob Deere, or maybe it was the Wildcats shown here taking the floor, and former UK head coach Tubby Smith.
Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Have a great New Year. Thank you.
Smith guided the Wildcats to a national championship during his run and had a jersey retired in his honor. As for the game itself, well, High Point University struggled in Tubby Smith's return as the Wildcats scored a 92-48 victory in this game. Kellen Grady went off for 7 3-pointers on his way to scoring a game-high 23 points, as currently 6th-ranked Kentucky scored the victory. Inspired by what he saw by the Wildcats basketball team, Rob Deere was really excited to go check out the Kentucky Roadshow, a sports card and memorabilia store specializing in basketball and especially the University of Kentucky. As you can probably imagine, Rob was dearly disappointed to find out that the Kentucky Roadshow was closed for the holidays. He checked it out before leaving and didn't see any sign, and now he won't be able to check out a lot of the cool merchandise they have inside. This may not be one of the most legendary landmarks or well-known places in all of Lexington, but Rob Deere's a fan of pizza, and this sign on the side of the building definitely caught his attention. And that's because the name of this place is Goodfellas. How am I funny? Like a clown? Do I amuse you? Rob Deere got to stop at one of his favorite pizza places, La Rosa's. He didn't know they had one in Lexington, but it was a very pleasant surprise. This has absolutely nothing to do with anything related to Lexington, but when you drive by a house that looks like this, you've got to stop and get a photo or a video of it. Situated in the middle of downtown Lexington is Triangle Park. Normally you would find a fountain in Triangle Park, which is in honor of Olin Gentry, who was a Kentucky horseman. Wonder if he knows Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ole Anderson, who were the original 4 horsemen. Since the tour made a stop in Lexington during the holiday season, it meant that Rob Deere was able to drop a letter in the mail for his main man, jolly old St. Nick. It was rather warm on this day, but that didn't mean that Rob Deere couldn't trade in his bat for a stick and score a couple goals while visiting this hockey rink set up for the winter season. This is the Mary Todd Lincoln House. Built in 1806 as an inn, it became home of politician and businessman Robert S. Todd in 1832. Mary Todd, his daughter, was born in Lexington on December 13, 1818, moved to Illinois in 1839, and that's where she met and married Abraham Lincoln. They visited here in fall of 1847. The Todds moved away after Mr. Todd died in the 1849 cholera epidemic. I'm going to read the plaque for the Todd House as it's written. Home of Mary Todd Lincoln from 1832 to 1839. To this house, in after years, she brought Abraham Lincoln and their children. Unfortunately, it is closed to tours for the season, but Rob Deere was still able to get a look at some of the scenery here. Anybody home? Horse racing and Kentucky are virtually synonymous. Here we have Lexington, 1850 to 1875, the fastest horse of his time and the greatest sire of his day. Produced more champion offspring than any other stallion. Led U.S. sire list for 16 years, a record that still holds true today. Grandsire of Aristides, not to be confused with Aristides Aquino, was the first Kentucky Derby winner and was inducted into the National Museum of Racing's Hall of Fame in 1955. You can't talk about Kentucky without mentioning horse racing, and steeped in history and renowned for its beauty, Keeneland Racecourse is the crown jewel of horse racing and the world's largest thoroughbred auction company. Since opening in 1936, Keeneland has remained true to its founding principles of doing what's best for the horse while providing the finest traditions of the sport. Keeneland also hosted the Breeders' Cup World Championship in 2015. It also hosts a library that preserves racing's rich history through one of the world's largest repositories of information related to the thoroughbred. It's a muddy track, but Rob Deere has a sizable lead over the rest of the field, and down the stretch they come. And at the wire, it's Rob Deere by several lengths because nobody runs like a deer. Louisville's just a short drive, roughly a 3-run homer away from Lexington. So Rob made a little stop at the Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory and found something really cool inside. It's okay, you can admit it. I bet you're surprised to see a Rob Deere statue here at the Louisville Slugger Museum. But that's probably because he hit one of the biggest home runs in Brewers history. Okay, there really isn't a Rob Deere statue inside the museum, but there should be, and maybe one day soon there will be. However, this is legitimate. Every player to sign a contract with Louisville Slugger had a game model bat with their signature emblazoned, and there's a wall with all of those players inside the museum. Right here, the Rob Deere starting lineup World Tour stopped by his signature on a 1981 game-style bat. Good evening. Rob Deere says welcome to Transylvania University. The lesser-known university in Lexington, it was founded in 1780, and all you have to do for tuition is give them your blood. Hi, I'm Rob Deere. Do you have any courses in hitting the long ball? There's much more to Transylvania University than you probably would have expected. I think Rob Deere was a little bit surprised as well. Up above here, you have the Carpenter Academic Center. The Mitchell Fine Arts Building is off in the background there. And over here, you got the Clive M. Beck Center. I have no idea how someone got the name Clive, and I don't know exactly what goes on in this building, but I'm sure it's quite the educational experience. This is the Patterson Cabin, built by Robert Patterson prior to his marriage in April of 1780 to Elizabeth Lindsay. This small cabin has been a home, servants' quarters, and a tool shed. Here we have the John and Donna Hall Field, home of your Transylvania Pioneers. We can go look here at the softball field, and we've got the bleacher creatures that hang out here in left field. As we wrap up this stop on the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour, I just want to give a shout out to the Griffin Gate Golf Club and Resort, which is a hotel I stayed at a long time ago and had a chance to stay at again. For the record, I'm not getting anything, nor am I asking anything for this endorsement. I just wanted to show off a beautiful property with a great golf course, and if you're ever in the area, I would recommend it. His room came with a patio, so he was able to sit out and have his morning coffee, maybe an evening beverage. And to top it all off, Rob Deere got to take this horse for a ride around the property. We hope you enjoyed this look at Lexington, Kentucky, right here on the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour. If you did, we ask you to hit the like button, leave a comment down below as well, and consider hitting the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed this video, check out the playlist of the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour featuring other stops around the country with videos from the Baseball Card Illustrated channel and our friends from all over the place. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you're interested in hosting the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour, go ahead and let us know in a comment and we'll work something out, as we want to get a lot of people involved and make this the greatest tour on YouTube. On behalf of Kevin the Diamond King, our graphics guru Dylan, and our friends from around the card community, I'm Bronko, the PSA 11. So long, everybody. You've been watching the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour.